Welcome to Rom Wills, Money Matters. There are plenty of unusual occupations. And what do I mean by unusual? Well, they ain't quite what they talked about in school. I'll give you one obvious one, what I'm doing now. That's not like the usual thing. Yeah, you got plenty of people being podcasters and everything. Plenty of people. But how many are really doing that? I want y'all to think about that, though. Think about how many people, people, let's just be real. Most YouTubers ain't making money like that. Most podcasters ain't making money. A lot of people, it's a labor of love. It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. And that's just one thing, you know? You might have some people, you know, maybe their job is just walking people's dogs or something. That's not the usual thing. You know, you got some people who, I don't know, they might be a social media person or something. There's so many little things I ain't even thinking about. And that's just on the legal side, you know. That's just on the legal side, you know, because it all comes down to one thing. Do people need that service? Can you provide it? You know, it could be something more traditional. Like I remember one of my mentors, he was saying something about people living in a neighborhood. Now, like say you got several families living in a particular area, subdivision and stuff. You know, it could maybe 50 to 100 houses, right? Like one of those type of areas. Mostly everybody works. What if somebody in that area said, well, okay, y'all working, y'all getting home, maybe it's professionals. Hey, we'll have a meal service for y'all. Hey, it could work. I remember when I was younger and stuff at a local grocery store. This is before DoorDash, way before, man. We talking 80s and stuff. 80s. Because my grandmother there was a guy at a local grocery store. He would take her home grocery wise. I remember before I had a car, I got a ride with him home after getting some groceries. He was an interesting guy because he could, my man would, he could catch every light driving. I don't know. Let's just put it like this. I'm kind of glad a cop wasn't around, but let's just say he caught every light. You know, and indeed, I remember my grandmother told me my step grandfather, he just gave her and a friend a ride. You know, it was like that. You always had kind of hacks like that. You know, all Uber did was just make money off of it. But there's plenty of it. Whatever service you need, as long as there's not a specific law against it, someone can make money for it. And indeed, I've on my men's channel, I've talked about acculturated prostitutes. I've met some women who've actually gotten paid for sex, but they weren't officially prostitutes. Hey, we won't be promoting that on this channel, but I'm just saying, though, because I was thinking about that the other day, because think about somebody who might, I don't know, like I've known of a woman, she did psychic readings and stuff. You know, I was like, oh, okay. Hey. You know, as long as, basically, with most stuff, as long as there's not a law specifically saying you can't do it and somebody's willing to pay you for it, you can make money. The only thing is, I'll just say it helps if you pay taxes, though. But there's plenty. And I think what it speaks to is creativity. And, you know, some people might have a specific skill or something, like house sitting. Like, say you get, I've known some people who've done some house sitting in, like, you know, like, say you get one of those big mansion type of places. You know, they don't want to leave it empty. That's invitation to, like, somebody breaking in or something. So they'll specifically house sit. You get some people who do that. You know, they'll sit in there, take care of everything, and all of that. I mentioned the dog thing. Yeah, I actually did that one time. I actually looked after a neighbor's dog while she was away and stuff. So it's like you got plenty of stuff. And I would say this, when you're thinking about a business, think about the legal services you can offer to somebody. the legal services you can offer. Like I said, we won't get into the illegal stuff, but they're not the usual things. They're not what you might have thought of coming up. But it might be a situation where it's like you create something, like I spend a lot of times vending at flea markets, expos, and stuff like that. You'd be surprised what people have created something out of. Like, I remember, and this was actually not at an expo I met this guy, but when I was working at this shop that sold African clothing and sculptures and stuff, right? There was a guy, he actually sold to the store these those things you put over light switches. I forgot the term for it. That's my word to trip over. But I didn't think I'd be using the term. So, but those light switch plates and everything. And I think that's what it's called. But he would make a design of them. He would make a design of them. So if you put it in, it wasn't just a regular thing that, painted the same color as the wall. They would actually stand out. They were artistic. And they would sell very well. He came in once a month to get his money, drop off some. You just never know. I remember when I was vending, there was a woman next to me, and she actually just literally, she could sew. She started cutting up like old clothes and stuff and making them into purses. Well, handbags. I got told by a friend who works at a department store, it's like, Rom, those are handbags, not purses. But she would just sit there. It was like nothing else to do. Slow period. She'd just be sitting there sewing. All of a sudden, she started selling it to people. And that's some real stuff. I mean, it's deep on many levels. And that's just the thing. Don't feel like you have to have just a regular job. Just figure out what service that you can provide that's not illegal. I'm going to emphasize that. I don't want somebody hit me up and say, well, Rom, you said it's something unusual. Yeah, but I tell you get caught with that congressman person. But anyway, there's plenty of them out there. Something to really look into. So y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.